I want to do some problems using the exponent rules. The first problem will be this: 3x to the 7th y cubed multiplied by 4x to the 4th y to the minus 5th. The main rule we're going to use to simplify this problem is the product rule. Remember, the product rule says that if you multiply two exponents with the same base, you add the exponents. So in this problem, we have two coefficients, 3 and 4. We have two exponents with the base of x, x to the 7th and x to the 4th, and two exponents with the base of y, y to the 3rd, and y to the minus 5th. So this is a pretty straightforward problem. I'm going to take the 3 times the 4. Remember, whenever you multiply many factors together, you can change the order. So I'm going to multiply 3 times 4, which is 12. Now let's look at the x's. X to the 7th times x to the 4th. Product rule says you multiply two bases with the same exponent, you add the exponents. So I have a 7 plus 4 is x to the 11th. And now looking at the y's, y to the 3rd times y to the minus 5. Same base, we're multiplying two exponents. You add the exponents. 3 plus a negative 5, y to the negative 2. Now, you remember that we can never leave an answer with a negative exponent. You see here, I have a y to the minus 2. We need to get rid of that or change that negative 2. So the way we do it is we are going to flip that exponent, which means it simply goes into the denominator and becomes y squared. So there's your final answer with it simplified. Let's do a second problem that's going to use a couple different rules. Here we have negative 3 a squared b to the minus 5 over c cubed, and this whole thing raised to the power of 3. Now I encourage you, if you want to pause as you're watching this little video and try and work this out yourself, if you think you know how to do it, you might want to pause and work it out yourself, and then you can see if it worked out and see if you've done it correctly. I'm going to apply a power rule that says when you have many factors inside a parenthesis and they're all raised to a power, the power, in a sense, gets applied to all the factors inside. And let me just write this out. Let me not skip any steps to make it clear as to what's going on. So I have the minus 3. The minus 3 gets raised to the 3rd power. The a squared gets raised to the 3rd power. The b to the minus 5th gets raised to the 3rd power. And then in the denominator over here, that c cubed also gets raised to the 3rd power. Let's continue on. First of all, the minus 3 cubed, let's just write that as a number. So that means minus 3 times itself 3 times. So minus 3 times minus 3 is 9, times minus 3 should be negative 27. Now here we have a squared, that whole thing cubed. Remember, another power rule that we learned says, in this case, when you take an exponent and raise it to another power, you multiply the two exponents. So we have 2 times 3, which is a to the 6th. Here, b to the negative 5 raised to the third power. Negative 5 times 3 is negative 15. And then in the denominator, c cubed raised to the third power. Once again, we multiply the exponents. C to the 9th. Now we're almost done, except that once again I have a negative exponent here, which I have to take care of. So to make that a positive exponent, it's just going to go into the denominator. So my final answer should be negative 27a to the 6th over c to the 9th times b to the 15th.